Hi, first graders, welcome. Today's mini lesson is going to be on retelling, and Mrs. Bourne's going to continue using David Gets in Trouble for retelling. Okay, so we're going to be retelling using the 5-finger retelling. Okay, when you retell, you need the characters. So those are the people or the animals in your story. You need the setting. Okay, that's where your story takes place, or when your story takes place. You need the problem. What happened to your character? What kind of trouble did your character get into? Now, we're going to be talking about the events. Okay? That is what happened in your story. Your beginning, your middle, your end. Okay? Then your solution. How did your character solve his or her problem? In the middle here, this is kind of usually I think about the central message. Okay, what is the author trying to teach you? Okay, you could include that in your retelling of your book. Okay, when you do a retelling, which I know that you've been learning with Mrs. Preby, okay, a retelling is telling the story in your own words, and you do the same when you're writing a retell. Okay, it's who's in the story, where the story takes place, the things that happen in the story, what goes wrong in the story, and how to fix it. Okay, so I'm thinking back to David Gets in Trouble, and I'm thinking about the main characters, David and his mom, where the story takes place, at his house, in his backyard, at school. What is the problem? He causes a lot of trouble. What happened in the beginning? I could look through my book to remind myself. Okay, David always says it's not his fault when he makes a mistake. In the middle, I look back. There's a lot that happened to David, but I'm going to pick one middle event that happened. Okay, so David pulls on his cat's tail and it hurts her. At the end of the story, okay, David admits that it's his fault and he says he's sorry. Okay, so the solution of the story, how he solves his problem of causing lots of trouble, okay, is that he apologizes to his mom and he tells her that he loves her. Okay, thinking about the central message. Okay, I am not the author of the book, David Shannon is, but this book was about himself when he was a little boy. So maybe he wants to tell us about the fact that it's okay to make mistakes, and that we can learn from those mistakes. That's what we've been learning as part of our learning assets. So maybe you'll look at your book and think about that. Or maybe he wants us to know that how to apologize and what you need to do or say to show that person that you love them. Okay, so today, what I want you to do is be thinking about the books that you're reading. Maybe we know for Mrs. Bourne, it's David Gets in Trouble. But maybe you'll listen to one of the books that we've been reading, okay, like Froggy and Toad, Mercy Watson. Maybe it's a book that you already have been using at home with your writing this week. And so what I want you to focus on is retelling your story in your own words and writing sentences. So be thinking about first retell it out loud to somebody in your house, and then think about how you could write it down using what we've learned about our writing, simple sentences, compound sentences. Okay, so today it's about practicing what you've learned, taking all of the story maps and graphic organizers or anchor charts that you have written and going back and looking at them and retelling your story. Okay, so first graders, have a great day. Remember that you're not posting, but that you could be practicing. Bye.